So I was just talking about issues of control, and apparently this is a perfect example. I had a little wireless connection difficulty, but I'm back, and you're back, hopefully. So sorry about that. We were on such great momentum. Okay, so I was remembering how many times have I've been recounting some great event in my life to someone, and I frame it in terms of Duran Duran's history. It's like, oh, I graduated in 1995 when the Thank You album came out. That was total. I mean, it's so funny. So it's like this is not just the band's history, and that's what makes all this so much more meaningful. So let's continue. Okay, without any connection, I've sent a little memo and complaint to the internet. So hopefully they will listen to my voice, because I'd like to think that I have some clout. I know all of you. So okay, we're still in Italy, and this is a second part, I believe, of the history of Duran Duran. There's a great shot of the band, Simon and Nick, out with their lovely counterparts, being social. Lots of great parties happened back then. And they were definitely on the social scene. And there's a great shot of the band performing in Italy. You saw that in the Single Silver video. That was fun. There's a cool, rarely seen shot of Andy at his wedding, getting married. You see that okay? Hope so. That was great. I noticed there was someone in the background, might have been from another band. He was wearing big glasses, typical 80s glasses. It was very funny. Might have been from the band Quite Right. But yeah, some very, very cool, very cool pictures. Diane Aguilar. Oh my gosh. Welcome. Roshio's back. You guys are back. Thank you so much. Okay. This is great. This is Simon and Nick accepting an award for, is it the Reflex? I think it's a very nice award for musicianship. I totally glossing over the details, but just paying attention to their faces is enough. Yes. Oh, great old child. Oh, and then someone told me a long time ago that in this picture of John, his fly is undone. Makes one note, make a mental note. It totally makes the picture much more valuable, right? Oh, there's some good shots here. That's at Simon's house. Is it Simon's house? Yeah. Love Italy. Best magazines. They had a lot of fun with artwork too, and some of the books that they put out. They've encouraged a lot of people drawing pictures of the band. People always, whenever when I grew up, people would say, "Oh, why don't you draw Duran Duran? Why don't you draw caricatures?" And I look at them with the same face. Are you kidding me? I don't want to insult the band. All I could basically focus on is the cheekbones. They all had the same cheekbones, and none of them looked like anyone. So it just was a traffic wreck. But I wish I could draw them. There are some great artists I've seen out there, fans who draw the band. Okay, so this is this is from a smaller Italian publication. We're back to the MenCap performance. Susanna's here, and she is translating. Thank you, Susanna. Beautiful. That was a great session. Susanna says, it says, success is like a kid's game. So which one was that? That was probably, actually, I think there's a delay. So I'm not sure which article that was, but something was translated. Thank you, Susanna. Okay. Here's a nice photo feature on Simon and Yaz. Oh, it's so sweet. So adorable. So adorable. I think maybe, I would love to do that kind of a photo session, go into a proper photo studio with all the local Duranies I know, and do like a really cool, do some poses, do some official photos, have them all framed on our walls. That would be so fun. Not to exclude anyone in other countries, but there's the little problem of geography. Yeah, but it'd be fun to do proper Duranie photos. Nick and Julianne. Nice feature on them. Nick looks just perfect as it goes out. Hair perfectly done. That's a lot of hairspray. But man, he wears makeup so well. Oh, one of our best shots on the steps of the new Library of New South Wales. There's a lot of new in that. New South Library in Australia. Beautiful. From a Spanish magazine. And this is Alo Chicas, I think, from, looks like Spanish, I believe. And it's a feature on Simon on the boat. Some good behind-the-scenes drum shots. You know, I honestly have to say, when he would climb into that rigging and hang from the masts, that is just, that's not a life for me. I hate heights. I wouldn't even, you know, I'll just stay on the boat. In fact, I'm probably afraid of the fish. I probably won't even get on the boat. But that would have been cool. I've heard about fans going to see Simon on the boat in 1985. That would have been very cool to like welcome him in as he sailed into the harbor. Very cool. Eva is here, and Debbie Cordera. Eva Arnadalter. Okay, Teresa is going to laugh at me because I cannot pronounce anything. But I love you guys. No matter what your name is, how it's spelled, it all spells love. Love you guys. Simon, a great article from Germany, I believe. Maybe corrected, and apologize appropriately. Great shots. They had some really, really fun photo sessions back then. Yeah, look at that. Simon is just hanging onto a light pole. Stripper pole? I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves. This is a discography from Turkey. I'm sure all the record collectors out there will be like, have that, have that, have that. You guys are all awesome. It takes a lot of dedication to track some of these babies down. Christine's collection is particularly impressive. I go in there and just looking at the colored vinyl, looking at the posts from Peter Brinkoff and all the big collectors out there. It's amazing. It's very cool. All those records. It comes down to the label. All the labels are different. It's a different color of purple on the inside. It's amazing. This is a Japanese ad for a magazine that a lot of us collected, Duran Duran in Japan. Oh, the pictures were just next level. That shot of the band in the hallway right here, that was one of my first fold-out posters, and that's where I learned all the band names, a friend of mine who wasn't a particular Duranie, but she sat down with me and she went over every band member. It's like, that's John, that's Nick, is that Simon? No, that's Andy. I remember that like it happened yesterday. These things stick in our minds and they're just so precious. And with every passing year, I just hold on to those and cherish them. I love hearing about all yours, really. Yeah, great cover for Music Life magazine. One of the best. I was actually thinking of this shot last night. There's something about this picture. It was just absolutely everywhere. Photographed at night, and Simon's the snake on the back of his hand. Someone told me that they hadn't known that. That was really cool. on the back of his hand. Some shots show it off better than others. It's a little snake tattoo. Oh, bless Japan. I want to hug Japan right now. These pictures are beautiful. Rock and Roll New Year, 1984. Look at those. And the one on the right is Duran in Australia. I think probably before a show. Oh man, they glisten, they glitter, they are bedazzled. If pop bands could be bedazzled, that would be Duran Duran. They just sparkle, they have sparkle motion. Gwen Feed Crisp is here. I do have the Simon drum spread from People Magazine. There's a whole book that's dedicated to Simon drum issues, all the coverage. So I'm sure we'll get to that in the future, in a future distraction. Anu is here. Okay. I keep saying Anu. Anu is like, it's nothing new. I love seeing Anu. Anu is, we love Anu. Okay. Yeah, I don't really need to say much. Simon and John on a roof looking like that. Yeah. If someone is going to develop the recipe for the best Duranie dish, it's going to be like, I'll have one of this with a side of awesome sauce sprinkled in delightful dollops of just the sound. Served hot. Roger and Nick. You know the Roger and Nick girls out there. Huge love to you. Yeah. This I could do forever. Christine was encouraging me to stand up and stretch myself, and I'm like, I can't even relax. Everything is taut and tight and just awesome, and that sounded really wrong. But anyway, I'm just totally energized. You guys have me all fired up. So enjoying this. This is a little article from Music Life. This is a self-portrait from Roger, and John is over there. There's other artists too. They kind of drew themselves when they visited some studio. Kind of fun. And a pop poll, Music Life. You can see Duran Duran at the top. Simon's at the top. John's at the top. Olivia Newton-John is the female vocalist. It's so cool seeing a snapshot of how other artists were rated in other countries. I mean, you know, Duran Duran has touched like just about every continent. And so, you know, it's really cool. It's like just a slice of cultural appreciation. Drummer Roger Taylor is second. Keyboard player Nick is second, unfortunately. John Lord from Whitesnake is the top choice back then. Best live performance in Japan. Duran is not on there in the top 10. Boo. Sad Durandi. Sex symbol of the year. John is on top, followed by David Bowie. Perfect. And then let's see, Simon Le Bon was number 6. Yeah. Pop polls. I never knew about the band enough to really weigh in on any of these, but I'm sure you guys wrote letters, which is very cool. There's more pop polls. Male vocalist can't. Yeah, it's nothing too earth-shaking, but kind of gives you a nice sense of how the band were received in the headlines over there, what the fans were thinking. And of course, all of this gives great excuses for awesome photos. Beautiful. The top drummer is Cozy Powell, followed by Roger Taylor from Queen. Oh no, did I misread? Was it Roger? There's a Roger Taylor drummer, top drummer, wasn't it? I don't know. You got to make sure it's Roger Taylor from Duran Duran, but this one is, let's see, Roger Taylor from Queen. Okay, I don't know. Moving on to Nick. Nick is, Nick is not at the top. Okay, I'm going to write this magazine, even though I'm sure it's defunct. Nobody is around to receive my letter, but I should still write, just on principle. Very cool. No, okay. I'm totally reading this wrong because I'm just overwhelmed by the photos. Number 1 is John, top bassist. Number 1, Roger, drummer. Number 1, keyboardist. So we're in good position. Okay, let's not slow things down, huh? Okay, best artist, Duran Duran. Brightest hope of the year, Culture Club. Best single of the year, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? And best album of the year, Let's Dance by David Bowie. Okay, here's a nice Turkish article on Simon with a little bit of Yasmin thrown in there. Jennifer Holt Sands, show me some Simon. Okay, Jennifer, this is for you. Okay, let's see, who wants to see some Power Station? I'm not sure what this says. Susanna, if you're paying attention, feel free to jump in. La Faccia Volente del Rock. That's pretty much Italian. And nice big picture of Power Station. Oh, great promotional shot right there. Okay. Okay, so this is a Scandinavian article language, I think. Oh boy, I'm not even gonna try. But it has, it has a great shot of John and Renee. They were so cute. They were just adorable. They just the perfect power couple. Just, Cameron loved them. This is a Spanish article, small magazine. There. Okay, and then it goes on. It's a nice multi-page feature. Has some cool photos. Takes you back through the years. And it wraps up. And then here's some more Simon for the Simon girls out there on drum. And Simon's brother is standing right next to him, who I didn't know is taller than Simon. And there were a couple fans out there who thought Simon's brother was cuter than Simon. I know it sounds like sacrilege, but I think they're both quite handsome. Handsome is a good word. Rebecca Norman Holmes is here. And I'm sorry that this is interfering with her homeschooling. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Turkish magazine, John and Bob Geldof. Very cute photos. They really knew how to throw together a photo session. Another poll, which I'm not going to get caught up in because it's Turkish and I have no idea what I'm reading, but has some good pictures of the band. And okay, there's from Madchen Magazine. I know that's the wrong pronunciation. Apologies to Germany. I love that shot, although I'm still very curious about Andy's white hair, what the thought process was on that. Nick certainly looks like he could have stepped out of an episode of Dynasty with that hair. That is some major hair, but I would have had it if I could. Great action shots for the Power Station. Look at that. Love to Michael DeBar. Beautiful. Working the stage, working it. I've heard people who saw the power station said that you could see all the the John fans will gravitate toward one side of the stage, and then Andy fans would be. I mean, you could just, it was apparent. It's very funny when they went to a power station show. And then John, of course, turns out a shot like that. That is, I don't know. If you think about what heaven looks like, if heaven were a photograph, that would probably qualify, I think. Yeah. I need to practice on my smoldering look. No, it just looks like I'm constipated or something. It doesn't work. Okay, here's Nick. Great close-up of Nick. Beautiful. Love that shot with the outfit. I remember getting a big, was it Hit Mag or Zap Mag, these poster fold-out magazines, and one of them had that a shot similar to that. And oh, I couldn't get enough of that. That thing went up and it never came down on my wall. Marty Avery, yes, Nick for you, Marty Avery's. That's it, right there. And you know he's looking at you. He doesn't know it, but he is. Going into 1987 from Marco magazine. Really beautiful stage shots from the Strange Behavior tour. I hope there's no glare, or not much. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, and then there's Simon on the street with Yasmin. Not like he's been kicked out of his apartment or anything. I think they're just being social. And then a great cover of a Brazilian magazine, I believe. Love the cover shot. Look at that. I don't know how Nick got his hair to look like that, but it works. It just works. Okay, Hollywood Rock. Talking about a festival, Hollywood Rock Festival, and all the artists that were going to be involved. Beautiful. Okay. And then an ad for Duran's album from a, is it from Italy? No, I think we're still Spain. Yeah, apparently I need a remedial course on world languages. Okay. Oh, a good shot of Simon in the studio. This is so human and just so down to earth and very, it's like someone's pulling back the curtain and seeing Simon really just, be relaxed. And, after a long day of recording awesome tunes, a hand on his head, exhaling, practicing yoga. I don't know. He has a guitar. Okay, so all those out there who long for Warren, I think you're about to be rewarded. This is a great shot of the band. Warren is certainly included. Yay, Warren! Great picture. And this is another, it's a great article from Biz magazine. So this is Brazilian as well. It's a nice shot. John is wearing a shirt that has a lot of mesh to it. That's courageous. It's a courageous fashion choice. And let's see. Oh, there's a good shot of Simon with a buzz cut, almost, and Nick wearing something that is an interesting choice. I do love these sessions because you don't see very much from those years, the 1990s, when they visited Greece. Here's when they visited Italy. More Warren. Beautiful. Okay, and we're going to end with a great session. Some really cool picks that are on the, I'd say, on the rarer side. This is a great session that I hadn't seen before, from I think a Dutch magazine. Look at that, beautiful. I say beautiful way too much, which is not so beautiful. And this is great. This is John and Amanda on a speedboat. Simon and Paul Young and Nick with his daughter. Fantastic. And Angelos, Mario. Oh my gosh, love you guys. Look at that. Had not seen those before. Okay, from the Liberty years. There's from the Thank You album era. They're coming out of the darkness into the light. That's what I call that shot. And that's what we're doing right now, coming out of the darkness into the light. And a nice shot here of the band from 1993, going backwards just a little bit. Okay. It is such a pleasure, unending honor and thrill to be part of this. I definitely look forward to doing this. How about every Wild Boy Wednesday at the same time? I think that's nice and manageable. Everyone who's home with children, teaching out on the front lines of the healthcare industry, all of you, just so much love and respect and appreciation. Please stay home and take care. And I don't need to say all this. You guys you're here with me. We're doing it. We're representing and having a fantastic time turning back the gears. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Best experience I could ever ask for. Love you guys so much. You're in my thoughts. Happy birthday, Mom. And huge hugs. We're all in this together. So we're going to keep on distracting as long as you'll have me. And thanks so much. I'm just a global community. And we're going to get through this. May the Duran be with you all. Okay. My heart is totally yours right now. Completely. I should have all the names tattooed on a ventricle. Why do I have to take it further? Why? Okay. Huge hugs. Love. See you this weekend. We'll do it this weekend. Weekend edition. Duranie Distraction. Be there or just simply be awesome. Okay. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.